always nice to start off with them because we live these fast-paced lives and now and it's good to think about these things in our everyday life as well as during this lesson. So I wrote down 5 important ones, very self-explanatory, but we constantly forget these things. Comfort and, comfort and pain is a dichotomy, but in between there is discomfort. So when you get better at finer regulating and discerning your senses, and then you can stay between the comfort and discomfort area and not even get to the pain. Speed, so going slower, means that you can pay attention to yourself. You can eventually do fast movements, but you want to do them with your consciousness, with your awareness. Range, a small movement versus a big movement. Sometimes if you do a small movement, it can be just as effective, or seeing whether you initiate the movement. Rest, so being important to self-regulate, knowing when to stop, knowing when you can keep on going if you're curious. And goals, just not holding them too strongly, being loose with your goals, not as many repetitions, that sort of thing. So today we're going to be doing a lesson, and we're going to be standing just initially, just to do the reference movement, because we're going to come back to this a couple of times.
So is it okay to do big movements sometimes, or?
Yeah, and big movements is fine so long as you know what you're doing. So if you move without knowing consciously what you're doing, that's when you can hurt yourself.
Yeah.
So we could just start with, say, an arm reaching up and down one arm, and just noticing how easy it is to reach just to a comfortable threshold, and just coming back down, and you can do that a couple of times. You could pay attention to the weight across your 2 feet as you lift your arm, and you could also then try the other arm and to see, is it the same or is it different? Noticing the weight across your feet, and how much of yourself in the middle of you moves when you move your arm up. And then you could try turning your head, and so just kind of noting where on the wall when you turn on one side it goes to, and making another note of the other side. And you could see how much of yourself turns. Is it just your neck moving? And then if you'd like to lie down, please, and settle into the ground. But during the lesson, because most of it's going to be on the side, so if you want to more padding, if you're worried about when you turn, if you want some more padding for the floor, I can give you another towel. Just let me know. You don't want to be staying there uncomfortable. And just checking in and noticing the difference in how your legs align. Your left and your right leg. The way the left and the right heel touch the ground. Is it the same? Is it different? The back of the knees, how the back there a difference how they're lying on the ground between the two? And which leg would you say is longer, the left leg or your right leg? Which arm do you feel is longer in your image? The left arm or the right arm? And going from the left shoulder blade, left shoulder to the left earlobe, the bottom of the left earlobe, can you measure that distance? And is it different in distance from the right shoulder and the right shoulder and the right earlobe, bottom of the right earlobe? So if you were to measure that now, is one different to the other? And if you were to roll your head lightly, smoothly from side to side, is it the same quality on the left as it is to the right? And if you'd like to pause in the middle there, and if you'd like to bring your knees and legs up to standing, soles of the feet on the floor, and comfortable distance apart, and your pelvis will be in contact with the ground, and your hips, where your legs connect to the pelvis. If you'd like to roll your pelvis lightly from side to side, and the movement isn't occurring, although the knees do move, the movement isn't initiating from the knees, it's initiating from your pelvis. And you'll notice to that original side-to-side pelvis movement, and just try and make it a bit smaller, and you're just going to look for the middle point and just move from side to side, the pelvis. Can you feel much of your ribs moving in this movement? What if you try to make the movement a little bit simpler and smaller, but quicker, and you find that little middle point where the pelvis, where it's really comfortable, and just go doop, 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 just where it's comfortable and easy, and see how much of the movement travels up you into your breastbone, to your chest, breathing. It's an easy movement. It's just can the chest be like jelly? Soft. And then if you like to give that all a rest and bring your legs down. And if you were to roll your head now, is it easier than it was before? Is it smoother? Just pause in the middle there, and if you think for a second about your head, so your skull actually ends at the top of your jaw, where your your front, the top of your teeth are. That's actually the bottom of your jaw, and if you were to either visually or to trace from the bottom of the nose around your upper teeth and going down past along the cheek, where the cheekbone is, and then you made your way down to where the bottom of your earlobes are, and going still around and coming around the back of your head and tracing a line, and the point of where your head touches the towel, where there's more pressure, that's the bottom of your skull. So this is now, we've gone around your skull, the bottom of your skull, and the other part is just your lower jaw. So with this in mind, if you'd like to roll your head, again with this in mind, and the head, the skull is a heavy bone. Can you roll it by itself and don't turn it? It's like a rock, big rock, round rock. It just rolls. Does that change the quality of the movement? It doesn't have to be your jaw. The bottom jaw doesn't have to be involved. It's just the head. And if you like to give that a rest in the middle. And if you'd like to come onto your left side, head support. Do you feel comfortable lying on your side where you are? Could you remain like this for a while? So with your knees just up at right angle, if you'd now like to, well actually you're going to use your right hand and put it over your head to reach your left ear. So you can leave your left arm wherever it is comfortably, and you're using your right arm hand and putting it over the top of your head and reaching around underneath your head to grab a hold of the left temple or thereabouts where the left ear is. So as if you were to even lift your, well don't lift your head, but like as if you were going to lift your head with your left hand. Oh, your right hand, sorry. And if you've grabbed it in a secure way, your head, and you now think, you just think about if you were to lift your head with your right hand, right arm, could you do it in a sideways manner rather than forward or rotating it? So if you were just to grab a hold of the head in a secure manner, and you'd like to start to lift your head sideways, is there a sense that your right ribs close as you lift your head and your left ribs that you're lying on open at the same time? And you just lift it lower and you do it gently and softly and let your head settle and rest, and then your elbow settle. Elbow be soft between each time. And can the right hip play a part? Could the right hip want to come towards the head, so meet the head? Have you got a sense that the right sense of we're lifting the head sideways, and the ribs on the left are closing as you lift, and the ribs on the ground are opening as you lift. And you're settling your elbow between each movements. Doing it small and easy. weight from one foot to the other, do you notice a difference between the contact between the 2 feet? And if you on the right foot, if you left your weight on the right foot and lifted the right arm, what's it like to lift? And do the same on the left. What's it like? Is there a difference? different.
They're good this time. That was good. I know I look like I struggled a bit, but that's the difference this time to last time. So the back of the skull, the head is interesting. Did you find that, Dion, as well?
Yeah, I did.
Like the
I guess
when you think
say
of
how joins,
Yeah, is
where
that
it
good?
joins,
That's
and
not.
that's where the skull is.
yeah.
Make me think of it.
Yeah. Did that change anything in you? Like, or the quality of it? Or
Yeah, change the quality of
Yes,
the
it changed the way I was doing it.
And so you remember that for the rest of the head rolling sort of thing, did you?
yeah. The head rising, yeah.
Sometimes I was forgetting.
I found that a bit easier this time. It wasn't as strenuous this time.
I guess this one has been the most intense that we've done.
Yeah,
This
You know what I
one?
mean? Because usually you just do one side,
yeah.
whereas this time it's
That's what
both sides.
we did last week as well. I found it really intense the first time I did it.
Last week. Last week we actually did more, like, I don't think we fit in as much this week, I mean, of it.
But we're doing almost as much change side to side, but it was not as intense for me this time.
Oh, it wasn't?
It wasn't no, because maybe we did last week.
Did you find that the turning
So
was a
last
problem?
week
Yeah?
Only because of, my arthritis. So
and the floor was pretty cold in here.
sometimes find it a little bit difficult to change from one to the other, one to the other.
I
I
think
sort of found it easier when we just did only the one side. But it's nothing that will worry me or
No.
stop
No.
me from doing it the next time or whatever.
No, I was just curious because, like doing it on a hard floor, Chris
Yes.
suggested
I
if we
reckon
had mats or if it's on a carpet, then it would be.
the carpet is more comfortable. I was
Yes.
trying to avoid going on the cold floor because it's freezing on the floor. Like,
And it was quite cold in the room today actually.
yeah, the actual floor, when you're actually on the floor, when you actually go on the floor,
The mat.
towel,
Yes.
the floor is
See, I didn't
freezing.
feel it so much because I've got this big mat, big
Yeah.
bathtub.
So the towel moves,
Reach down.
the towel scrunches up and you
Yeah.
still end up on the cold floor.
Mm. But no, that was good.
It was
Thank
good,
you.
yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Oh, that's good.
And then we'll start up again in Jan.
Yeah, end of Jan and Feb. I asked John if I could invite people, and start charging, and he said it was okay.
Okay.
I think I told you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I reckon,
So I might ask anyone if they want to know anyone to bring along.
Yeah, and like other staff might know someone more.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, Dan. I'm going to run away.
Okay.
yeah. So, so I found that quite good.
So you found it easier now?
Yeah,
that time?
yeah.